Hi, this is Meredith with the Cedar Rapids Public Library, and today I'm going to give you a couple tips about how to use cloud computing or, managing files, whether it's in your email or in cloud storage, so online. Now, I know a lot of people are either working from home or working remotely or having to communicate remotely, transferring files and sending emails, and maybe because of all this remote work people are doing, you're looking for a transition in your career. These are all great reasons to be tuning in today. So, without further ado, let's get into what cloud computing even means. So, what is the cloud? Files, 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 and data, data, data. So, the difference between storing things on your computer or on your phone is that all of these files exist basically on the internet, if you think of it that way. You can always access these files, whether it's something in your email or it's a document that someone's uploaded to a Facebook post, or maybe it's like if you think of a file folder in a filing drawer, it's like there's a filing drawer in the internet that you can always access items from. So you can store files and photos and data there. You can move things around. You can move things from folder to folder, or you can transfer things from one person to another. And it's a way that you can process data as well. Now, these files you won't be able to access on your computer or on your phone, but you likely can download them to a device and have a storage with you, but everything lives away, which is great because as long as you have data service or internet access to access these files, you don't have to use storage on a device. Now, another great question is why the cloud? So that's what it is, but why is it a great idea? Well, I'll tell you. It's great because you can access information from anywhere as long as you can connect to the internet. It saves a lot of money for sometimes individuals, so you don't have to pay for extra storage for things or other software to use on your computer or device, but also it saves companies and businesses a lot of money. If you're able to access files, if you're able to access your email, things from anywhere, in theory, you can be more productive. You can also add speed and efficiency to your interactions. And a lot of times, if you're using a cloud system for your files, for your work, your performance increases in terms of one software fits everything. You don't have to go from one updated version of Microsoft Word on one computer to another. And it is quite secure. With logins and passwords, you can make sure that your information is kept safe. Another great question is how can cloud computing help me? Really, I think that there are 3 big reasons. 1, if you're looking for a job, you can save files to your Indeed account, for instance. That's cloud storage, having your resumes and your cover letters accessible in different versions. Also, if you use email to send documents back and forth, that's saved in the cloud. Cloud computing is a really great marketable skill right now, especially. So if you can add to a resume, I know how to use Google Drive or any number of applications that exist in the cloud, you're going to have a definite advantage. And for personal use, for instance, I store a lot of family photos on the cloud, and I can share them with people all over the country consequently. So there are 3 really strong reasons to get comfortable with cloud computing. And to be perfectly honest, this method of using information is not going away. If you're not familiar with cloud computing, or if you're not really comfortable using online resources, that might sound quite overwhelming. You may be having feelings just like this cat. Where do you start? The good news is that's why we're here, and you might be further ahead than you think. I know I had mentioned some applications before, but this is what you might already have that stores things in the cloud that you didn't even know about. So when we talk about Gmail or using Google Drive, Dropbox, Yahoo Mail and their file storage in the email application, or Facebook, you can upload PDFs and store other information and files on Facebook too and access them at any time. So those are examples of cloud computing. You're ahead of the game, maybe. Now, what you need to take your skills to the next level are right here. The Cedar Rapids Public Library is here to help. Not only do we have staff that you can contact for some help. I know right now we're trying to keep our social distance, but you can still come into the library and use the computers for an hour at a time. As of when this video was made, we have online resources, a database called lynda.com, which is now LinkedIn Learning. We have the Opportunity Center at the Ladd Library. If you need more help enhancing some of your entrepreneurial skills or your work skills. And then good old Google has a lot of training online. I'm going to show you some examples of some of the things that you might be able to use in getting your cloud skills off the ground. Do you see what I did there? Cloud off the ground. That's right. That's a bonus for you. The puns come at no extra cost. First, I'll mention a really powerful resource that the Cedar Rapids Public Library has to offer. It's been known as lynda.com, and as you can see at the top here, it's now called LinkedIn Learning. The Lynda icon is still around and available, so just be aware that you can kind of see those as interchangeable now, lynda.com and LinkedIn Learning, but its official title is LinkedIn Learning. But at the end of the day, you should know that it is an incredible resource for all kinds of training, technical skills that you can watch a short video to learn how to do one thing in. Here you can see a tip or a trick for a Google app that could be a 12-minute video, or you can embark on an entire course and get a certificate for completing an entire, like I said, course of instruction. So the sky's the limit with what you can find on lynda.com. To get to Lynda, you simply need to go to the Cedar Rapids Public Library's website, crlibrary.org. At the top, there's a banner, and you'll see there's resources and services. Click on Resources and Services, don't use the drop-downs, and then scroll down past Services. Resources refer to databases, is another way to say it. And since they're in alphabetical order, Lynda's about halfway down. You find the big yellow icon and click. You'll be asked to log in with your library card and your PIN number, and then you're in. I happen to have used Lynda before, so I have a profile with playlists and history, recommended videos, and although I don't have any, there's the option to have certificates and bookmarks. Now you can see at the top there's a search bar. So let's try cloud computing. You can see there's searches and then there are courses below. So let's see. Let's just try this. The first steps for a career in cloud computing, a certificate. Aha, what is this? Oh my gosh, this is overwhelming. Cloud computing, there are 324 courses. That means over 8,000 video tutorials. Let's limit this just a little. You can see on the side there are different softwares you can search by. Let's go to the skill level portion. Let's start from the beginning. Let's be a beginner level, and here is cloud computing. And it's very recent. You can see October 2nd is when it was updated. Let's see. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Let's click on it, and you'll see we are in an overview. The first video is the overview. If you look over on the left-hand side, there's a table of contents to the course. There we go. Some of the videos are very short. You can click around and choose what you want. You can look all the way through to see if this is something that's interesting to you or not. And like I said, you can start the course from the beginning, or you can simply pick and choose what you want. Now, there's also suggested next steps if you're interested in that. It's worth doing a little exploring to see what you could be interested in. Now, if we search just for, say, Google, if we want to work on some Google apps, Google Drive, again, we'll go to the beginner courses, and there's still 2,557. That's a lot. You can see, depending on what records come up, you can choose things that are less than 10 minutes or around 10 minutes, less than an hour, entire courses, or the videos. So now we've got it down to 81. This Google Docs Essential training looks like it could be helpful. I like Essential. We'll need that. So let's see. Let's go ahead. What's the difference? Yeah, let's do this one. What else could there possibly be, though? Oh, here we go. Essential training. What's that going to be? How about, let's see. Let's just do the essential training. Again, you can see there is a menu of things for you to choose from, and you can add it to a playlist if you want to keep it and save it for later. So this is how you make a playlist. Let's call this one Google Docs, for instance. And, I don't know. What do you think? We should probably put a little description. Cloud computing. Okay, great. Now, let's see. Make sure everything looks right here. Let's create that. Great. There it is. We did it. We made a playlist. Okay, so then if we go back, let's go see what else we can find. Oh, Microsoft Office 365 might be good. Let's try that and see. So let's put this in our playlist. We might not have time to do it right now. So let's see here. Let's do it on our playlist. Okay. Let's make sure that our playlist is accurate. This is the playlist we want to edit. Let's just change it because now it's not just about Google Docs. Now it's cloud computing. How about let's add Office 365. Saved, and we're doing all the things. So Google has a Workspace Learning Center, and I think that comes from many things going online. They have videos where you can learn how to upload to Google Drive. They have checklists. So this is one for connecting and staying connected to your team when working from home. They also have some really hot tips, like here's some shortcuts, like keys that you can touch together to do things quickly and efficiently while you're working in the cloud. They also have this really great program called Grow with Google. So it's free training, tools, and resources, and it's to help, I like this part, your skills, your career, or your business. They have all these incredible partners you can see here at the bottom from the American Library Association, Goodwill, USO, the National 4-H Council, National Hispanic Federation. So there are so many backers of these programs. And when you go to the Grow with Google site, you can see there's a section for small businesses or for job seekers and students where you can advance a career you're already a part of or get your resume up and going. There's also an entire section for veterans and military families, and then educators as well. So I would say it's definitely worth looking into. When you go to the Grow with Google website, it's grow.google.com, and then you'll be able to see everything at your fingertips, right? So there's a little menu here that's kind of a teaser, but then you'll be able to scroll down and see all the different places that I mentioned earlier for small businesses, for students, for enhancing skills, for educators. And then the blue arrows on the right, you can click on and it will show you what the course looks like. So if we click on one here, you can start learning practical digital skills now, right? And from there, click, there are videos. It'll show you what applications you're using in each of those. And I think it's really great that you can also, once you find a video that you want, you can make it go faster or slower or closed caption it. There are filters for all the different videos and lessons as well. So it's a really great way to access lots and lots of free training if you're familiar or if you want to learn how to use Google's products. So if there's something that you need that you can't get from lynda.com, that you can't get from one of the Google trainings, that you can't get from our social distanced reference services and support from staff at the library, please consider making a phone call to the Opportunity Center. With our partnership between the library, Kirkwood Community College, and the United Way of East Central Iowa, hopefully one of those helpful folks out of the Opportunity Center Carol can connect you with. If you need help with education, job training and placement, healthcare navigation, housing, financial counseling, social services, or any entrepreneurial training, please don't hesitate to give a call. Thanks so much for sticking with us during these interesting times, watching our videos, tuning in for resources as we can be helpful. From all of us here at the Cedar Rapids Public Library, thanks for watching.